We had a community meeting. I think I see a lot of familiar faces here that many people attended. We listened to your feedback, and we have begun to take action on many of the issues that people have discussed. And so some of the issues that people discussed were the size. People were concerned about the size. People were concerned that it wouldn't be a 24-hour shelter, that people would be exiting at the same time that young people, that children would be going to school in the area. People raised a concern about, should it be adults, or is there a possibility that it could be families? People raised a concern about the time frame for November 1st. That doesn't allow enough time for conversation with the community. So what we've done is we are and people also asked about alternative locations. So we have been working on each of those things. As many of you probably know, we're past November 1st. The shelter is not open because we have continued work that we're trying to do in the community. We have been looking at the statistics to see if it's possible, if there are enough homeless families in the area, to see if that is a possibility. We've got some broader data now. We're analyzing that to see if that might make sense. We have talked with the Salvation Army, who was the proposed shelter provider, to ensure that we could have a shelter that really is open 24/7. We have also talked about what that would look like in terms of transportation for people, and we've also talked about that we think that one of the ways we may work with the community is to start much smaller, have far fewer people in that shelter, so people can see how it's working. We had a positive meeting, I would say probably about 2 weeks ago, with a smaller work group. We were able to dialogue about these issues. Within that community, there are a number of people who said that they would like to be engaged with people who are in the shelter, provide assistance to people who are there, and really try to engage them in the community. One of the things that people mentioned too is that they don't want a lot of turnover. They want time to actually create relationships with people who are there, understand their life story, and help them move on. So the point that we're at right now is continuing to look at alternative sites. Again, if folks have suggestions on alternative sites, we are very open to looking at them. So far, the ones that have been mentioned are the King County Communications building. Some people have talked about Cox Park. I'm just mentioning what people have noted. And so we are open to alternative locations. Again, we're looking forward to continuing conversation with the community. We will be meeting with the work group again next Thursday night to continue the dialogue in a smaller context.